Welcome to another edition of the Big Nick Energy Podcast. We had a game. Something on the court happened. Men were running up and down. They're not in the playoffs like the Liberty are fighting for the championship right now, and it didn't matter because it's preseason, but it mattered in our hearts, baby. Mill, Tripp, how are we doing after watching the Knicks once again take down the evil empire known as the Boston Celtics? 114-107 last night. How are you guys feeling?
Mills, you can go first, man, because my take, I swear, I'm going to be so analytical. People, it's just preseason. I don't care.
Yeah,
so
I'm not going to be analytical about it. I'm going to say I'm happy basketball is back, especially Knicks basketball. And I'm not looking into it too much. You know, this was our first preseason game. We got to see the starters a little bit, and we got to see our bench. There's a few good things you could take away, but I'm not going to go crazy about it.
Mill, if you were going to go crazy about one guy, though, tell me why it's Immanuel Quickley and how crazy are you going?
Oh, yeah. That was great to see him. He's, 21 points, I believe,
Yep.
Looking just like how he was last year, but not the playoffs. Let me just correct myself. Not during the playoffs, but during the regular season. Really happy to see him, start right from the same position that he was. He looks great. A lot of people were saying he gained a lot of muscle too, which is interesting to see. Hopefully he can use that to his advantage, maybe attack the basket more. And, he likes to draw contact. So it'll be interesting to see if he does a lot more of that this season.
Speaking of gaining a lot of muscle, Tripp, I know you noticed this too. You're a father. Mitchell Robinson got that baby daddy weight, bro. He looks like he actually formed down the right spots. Real quick, Mitch had 10 points, didn't make a free throw, but his form looks better. Also worth mentioning. 7 rebounds and 20. He played the most out of the starters. And for the dude that in the history of the Knicks in his life has the most injury concerns of these 5 players. Really good to see, man. Tell me about Mitch and then tell me your takes he got.
Me, honestly, Mitch and, also factor in Jericho Sims, like those two were my key important pieces that I felt like impressed me the most throughout that preseason game. You got Mitch being able to, sustain the minutes that he was doing, box out, run the floor nicely, be dominant when he needed to, staying out of foul trouble. Yeah, he didn't make the free throws, but the art definitely looks different. You know what I'm saying? He definitely is shaking off the rust, but I like what I've seen. Now, as of overall take of the game, going back into Jericho Sims, see, a lot of people are going crazy on timelines all over different feeds, whether it be on Bleacher Report chats, wherever you at, they don't like Sims at the 4. I like him at the 4. Like,
ooh,
I do. I personally like him at the 4. Now, look.
Tell him about it, man.
The reason why I say this is this, right? I see, he has lapses here and there. He may have miscommunication here and there. He may pick up on certain help defenses here and there, but it's like Sims is showing us that he has never played this position at all. But for a person that has never played this position, you play it again. Like in this case, it's okay for him to be having a tough time against the second and third stringer. So you're playing this type of position that you never played before. You're still helping us dominate the boards because no matter what, as Boston got closer, they never took the lead.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, the way he crashed the boards, the way he was able to play the perimeter, the way he was able to even get back on defense. And even when he did mess up on the other end, he would go fix the mistake. So it's something that is a work in progress, but I like what I see. I like the whole Twin Tower aspect, man. So you got to vote for me. Sims at the backup 4. I'll take it.
Tripp, I feel like I could have taken a time machine back to 1996 and hear someone talk about Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing and talk about why you got to stay big when you're going out against Hakeem Olajuwon, and then you got to stay big when Michael Jordan's going down the paint, and Luke Longley and Bill Cartwright trying to box you out, man, and you can't let Jordan and Scotty and Tony Kukoc kill you from deep. And I'm just like, Tripp, this is 2023. What are you saying? What are you saying, Sims at the 4? I can't handle this right now. No, I don't. It was okay.
Just what's funny is, man, he looked good there. I mean, look at what we have on this roster, okay? So I'm going to take what I got, okay? I'm going to take what I got. I've seen flashes from other people, but I'm cool with the Sims. Like, let me rephrase it. I'm cool with Sims as the 4 if Mitch is the 5. I'm not cool with Sims at the 4 if iHeart is the 5.
You like that lineup?
That's really confusing. I feel like a lot of people would say the opposite way because iHeart is able to convert from the nail and actually distribute a little bit, and Mitch and Sims are both non-aspects with the ball.
I feel like when it comes to it, Sims knows his positioning on the floor a little bit better when it comes to Mitch. You get what I'm saying? Like with iHeart, the fact that he can now spread the floor, being how this is a new position for him, he still has to learn where he needs to be and where he has to shift off in those situations. With Mitch, it's more of a, I can build my blocks up to really understand what I'm doing. Then you can start mixing and matching your centers. But for right now, keep him with Mitch so he can fully understand his role as a power forward, what he needs to do, what you actually want him to do in that situation. And then once he gets it, like, you know, he's at least good with the basics, that's when you bring in the IR. Because now, once you bring in a guy that can stretch the floor and help your offense out, that's a whole new ball game. And, you know, it got to be baby steps. It looks like he's never done this.
Mill, real quick, we're going to go to you for this one. Dante DiVincenzo, baby Ragu or big Ragu? I think it's big Ragu. I forgot. His first game as a Knick, 8 points, 2 for 5 from 3, 2 of 8 from the field, didn't make it 3 rebounds, 2 assists. It's time to panic, though. He was a team worst -11, and plus minus means everything, obviously. Why is the sky falling? No, seriously, what did you think of Dante the first time you saw him out there?
We need to cut him some slack. All right. This is his first game with this Knicks team. He's still getting used to everyone. He's like the odd man out, you know, where he's the only guy we picked up from this offseason. So he has to get into rhythm with everyone. You know, it was a little disappointing that he didn't shoot lights out. I think we were expecting maybe a little bit more threes, a little bit of something. He did get hot. I think it was the second half, maybe the third or fourth quarter. He got some threes up. But I liked what I saw. He reminds me so much of Josh Hart, like just looking at him out there on the defensive end, trying to grab those rebounds and how pesky he is like on defense, just like Josh Hart. And, you know, they're two very similar players, but I would like to see more offensive type of game from him, hopefully for the next game. Like I said, it was a little disappointing, but, you know, we're going to keep our hopes up and expect more for the next time.
I don't usually shout out too many people from Twitter for any reason, but the Jericho Sims thing and then the Dante DiVincenzo thing both reminded me. First off, for Jericho Sims, Dave Zenon, friend of the program and friend of BKE, trainer, professional NBA trainer, and just met him a couple times at, I think, Christ the King's high school games and stuff, said he saw on Twitter, or he saw in a video, that he knows how to fix Jericho Sims' shot. And David Zenon has I saw that. Good reputation amongst professional NBA players. So if he thinks he can do it, and I think some of it probably has to do with him not turning his feet all the way and straightening up from his legs up, I think it's worth throwing out there, because if Jericho Sims is going to play the 4 at any point, we're going to need him to shoot a little bit. We can't, especially if what you want, Trip. If we're getting Mitch and Sims out there together, there's no spacing. And then the other thing, Papa Left, who actually said he didn't watch the game, but he did screenshot this hilarious lineup that is in at the time. It literally said on Yahoo or ESPN, whichever one he had, it was 3 shooting guards and 2 centers, because they call Immanuel Quickley a shooting guard, DiVincenzo a shooting guard, Evan Fournier a shooting guard, and then it calls both Sims and Mitch centers. And it was just really funny, because for the little bit we're watching the game, right, when you first saw IQ and Dante out there, you're like, these are both combo guards that would rather be off ball than on ball, and neither one of them really wants to bring up the ball or fabricate the offense or anything. And Evan Fournier is just trying to shoot. He's not trying to do anything else. He's trying to get off this team somehow. So there's no shot he was going to give the ball once he got it. And I was just like, oh, now we're waiting for these dudes to shoot. We're waiting for Mitch and Sims to hopefully get every offensive rebound and they can't shoot. And it was really comical. That's where most of his -11 probably happened. But when it first started in the second quarter and you saw those 5 guys out there, I'm like, yo, Fournier might go for 40 right now or go 0 for 40, one or the other.
He was taking every shot he could get.
Everyone.
Yo, that whole situation was crazy, because throughout the course of the game, Dante was forcing it. Like, Dante, why are you forcing it, bro? You doing too much. But when they came out with that lineup, Oh man, we was looking like.
Did you ever want to see what a lineup looked like with no point guard and no wings? That was hilarious.
I can say this though, because he proceeded to bring that lineup back out.
Yeah.
Right in the fourth quarter to start. Evan is a funny guy. Every shot, mind he starts the fourth quarter hot. I'm talking about hot. Every shot he makes, he's looking at Tom. Like, you see me? He's just looking at him like, what's up, bro? Like, yo, that whole situation.
How many threes did he have?
He went 3 for 7. Also,
he's
he's one of the only 6'7", 6'8" dudes on our team. He took 10 shots. He led him and McBride were second on the team in shots with 10 each, and Quickley took 14. But Quickley was actually on fire and looked like he was on fire. And Evan started out, it seems like 1 for 6, and he was like, I don't care. Get me out of here. I'm shooting all these. They'll go in sooner or later.
But another thing I want to
that's the only time he's getting, so he might as well play and shoot.
I mean, it might be a Josh Hart injury or someone injured away that Evan Fournier is the next guy off the bench.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't do that, bro.
Let's not put that out there.
We don't want to. Like, even though I said on the recap, I was like, look, you washed. And then I was like, yeah, you did your thing in the fourth quarter, but no matter what, you still washed, bro. Like, we good. We don't need your services no more. But to add on the Dante situation, I actually like him more being the backup point guard and Quickley off ball. Like, off ball Quickley, especially seeing it yesterday. Yo, he's still got it. He's an assassin. Like, if we're gonna run this small, I need IQ. At least if he's coming off the bench, he got to be that deadly assassin. Like, just go get a bucket, bro. Just go get a bucket. And that's what he did. I loved it.
Can you guys, I want you both to tell me how you feel about, because RJ did the most RJ game possible where he couldn't shoot a lick. He started out 0 for 5 and made 1 3, but he went 9 for 9 from the line. He got calls, which was great. It's like he got paid and now they want to give you the benefit of the doubt when you literally seem like you get punched in the shoulder most times you drive. Either you're getting your crap punched or you're getting your shoulder punched, one or the other, RJ Barrett. And he rotated on defense. I know it's going to backups. He looked pretty good out there. Couldn't shoot. I don't think we expect that anymore. Who cares? Brunson murdered the game. Within 5 minutes, 10 points, get me out of here. I'm good to go. Julius, give me the ball. We're all going to watch really slow. He was efficient. It turns out he's better than backups. Who would have known? Good to go. But I want to talk about Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, does he remember that he played point guard at any point in his life? He was a point guard in junior high, in high school, in half of college. And this dude grabs defensive rebounds and he hits the half court line. And it's like you see someone that forgot what to do with the ball. And his main job is to shoot. Dude, I don't care if you pull up from 35 feet. I'd rather you do that than pretend you're going to pass to either Deuce or the center or another wing and then throw the ball out of bounds or travel. Like, you played point guard for most of your life. You became a shooter more recently than you played point guard. What the F? Someone tell me I'm not going crazy about Quentin Grimes. Milk, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, when he's out there, he doesn't really look like a ball handler at all. He's just there to shoot it. And again, it wasn't lights out for him. So that was unfortunate. But I mean, you're right. There's moments you can see that he doesn't know what to do, and then he gets stuck, ends up, having to force a pass out there, which sucks because if he was point guard before, he should have some experience there and should be able to keep the ball moving. He was a little disappointing to see, but again, there's always room for improvement. It's the first game. He's not gonna go 5 for 5, 6 for 6. So there's room for improvement.
Prep, tell me you saw the one time that Grimes faked the behind the back pass under the hoop and then got an assist out of it. And you were just like, isn't this guy capable of doing that all the time? Or what's happening?
Bro, you know what the problem is? He talks too much sometimes. Like, you should have never explained how over like in training camp, how they gave you this quote unquote green light, right? To do more. You didn't have to say that. You could have just did it. Because now that we got this information, I'm pretty sure teams just geared up like, okay, well, let's just factor him probably taking 2-3 more dribbles. Like, that's all it really took to just cancel that out. I've never seen a person play against second or third stringers and act like they ain't never play a lick of ball in their life. Like, that was the worst outing from Quentin Grimes. Like, don't get me wrong. He had 4 assists, 3 rebounds, probably like 6-8 points. I don't remember off the top, but
he had 3 turnovers and they stuck out really bad.
Bro, like, I don't, at this point, a lot of people's like, oh, that's Tom and his offense. Nah, bro, that's you, Quentin Grimes. You literally just, bro, how is it the fact that as soon as Dante got on the floor, he's doing the same thing you doing, but he's moving without the ball. You're blatantly going to the corner and then you're just staying there. Bro, move.
I think it might be something he gets in 3 more years experience, man. Dante's 26 and Grimes is 23. It might just be that much of a difference. Or one play to Villanova, one play to Kansas, and you can tell.
It's no way you train for this the whole summer to not do it at all. Now, I see how whatever he worked with JJ Redick coming off the curls, coming off the pick, he's worked. I see that. Yeah. But everything he did with Penny Hardaway, where's that at? I don't see none of that. So now I'm starting to question, did you really work with him?
Or you're questioning Penny Hardaway's coaching ability. Who knows?
Nah, I've seen a lot of people he coached. They do good. I just don't trust Grimes in that aspect.
That's fair. That's fair. All right, guys. I think, Mills, you want to add anything for this game? Oh, I do want to say one thing real quick about the Celtics. They had 3 guys that did pretty well. Danilo Banton, who's a former Raptor, and Raptors hate us, past, present, and future, and they'll always be hard against the Knicks. They're a team full of wings, and the Knicks have no wings, and just never works out. So, of course, a former Raptor killed us. Of course, S3E7 went off for 15 points, and even when Fournier isn't playing bad defense, he's just standing next to Mihailuk from 35 feet out, and this dude just drills one in his eye. And it's just like, is Fournier like a magnet for the ball to go in for other people? Like, not even being a turnstile right now. You just watch the guy pull up from 35 and he drains it. It's all your fault, Evan Fournier. Worst bald white man I know. and then Peyton Pritchard, who's one of the only guys on this thing that's actually in their lineup, obviously, during the regular season. But the other dude was Lamar Stevens that kind of went off and tried to do a little jumper. And it's like, of course, he played for the Cavaliers last year in the playoffs. The Knicks showed him up. So it's like the former Raptor, the former Cav, and the former Knick all trying to do something in preseason because they know they're not going to get playing time during the regular season. Man, get out of here. That's why you guys took an L anyway.
I was really surprised by Mihailuk.
He has a ratchet.
That's what I was
just
about
rode
to
our
say.
bench. Yeah, he rode our bench last season, and to see him like shooting lights out, just why does a former Knick always have to do that to us? It always happens.
Because of Tom and the stupid coaches we get. Because it's like, yo, bro, you telling me we had this firepower? You see the team not hitting on nothing. You ain't gonna bring them out here? Oh my goodness. But I can say this. Banton, he might actually make a case to make that rotation.
He's playing in the rotation for sure. I think he's like 8th man. Because Luke Cornett currently is one of their backup bigs, like actually playing as
he's definitely in that rotation then.
Yeah.
He's in. And I don't see a reason not to have him in there. The way he was moving, the way he was able to slice through 2-7. Well, let me rephrase that because Jericho Sims is not 7 feet. But the way he was able to slide through and slice through 2 big men on the regular, though, because he was doing it throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
I think he makes a case to make that rotation.
100%. Can't you imagine them playing a lineup where it's like Drew, Banton, Brown, Tatum, and Kristaps, and that actually has like a lot of good stuff going on. Oh yeah, we're all nodding.
I could see that. It'll be interesting to see.
I just, for anyone listening audio wise, Trippy's face is just like that sounds disgusting. Disgusting.
I'm just picturing in my head like, because if Banton could develop all right, wait. So let me see how this looks. So you got Drew at the 1, you got Brown at the 2.
Banton would be the 2.
You got Banton at the 2.
Banton's a small guy. He's like 6'5". He's off guard. Brown can cover wings. Yeah, he is.
No, he's not. Banton's like 6'7".
Nah, he's the guard. He is.
I think he's a point guard, but I think he's like 6'7", bro.
Oh, you right. He's tall. Yo, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This dude has a big ass forehead. I think that adds 2 inches. I'm looking at this picture right now.
Imagine a lineup with Drew Holiday,
so Brown,
Banton, and then you slide Tatum at the 4 with Kristaps at the 5. That's different. You know what? I don't like you, Boston. I'm going back to being quiet.
Let's not give Joe Mazzulla any ideas because I've seen that dude coach. I think he could use a couple more. Mill, how much do you like lists?
Not that much.
Not that much. Well, here, we're going to go over a list for you. Are you ready? So ESPN released their bottom half of the top 50 today. So they got 100 to 51 out of their top 100. We got a couple Knicks. And we got a couple people that have been Knicks or could be Knicks. Who knows? So you ready? We got Mitchell Robinson at number 100. Immanuel Quickley at number 92. Josh Hart at 91. RJ Barrett at 71. And then the 3 non-Knicks all ahead of them. OG Anunoby at 67. The evil Kristaps Porzingis is 62. Kristaps, you're not evil, man. It's just fun to say Tingus Pingus. And Zion Williamson at 57, which Zion could honestly jump up to 20 if this dude could play 65 games in a season. Let's start out with Mitch, because I know we all saw the hoops hype list over 2 weeks ago. This dude wasn't one of the top 25 centers in the league, but ESPN has him as the 100th best player in the league. Mill, make it make sense for me.
Oh, I actually didn't see that list. He didn't make top 25?
Top 24, 25 centers. He was not on there. Oh,
man. I got to see who's on that because he has to at least make the top 25. Who's ahead of him?
If you want to filibuster for a second, I'll see if I can find the list and then I'll go over it again.
This is why I do not listen to none of that. Like, what? You're not top 25, but you definitely the 100th best player out of all of these players in the league.
There's not even that many centers.
Exactly.
Like, what?
All right, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
This is bad. I'm sorry. This also might be bad listening. I'm sorry for everyone listening. You're about to listen to 24 names of centers, and I would say like 7 of them are not better than Mitch Robinson at the very least. We got this goes in reverse order, so from 24 to 1. We got Steven Adams. We got Al Horford. We got Robert Williams. We're going great. Kevon Looney, who doesn't even close for his team ever. This one's terrible. We got Wendell Carter on this list, and there's no Mitchell Robinson. Bro, it gets even worse. I was
cool with everything else until you got to the Wendell Carter. It was like, all right, bro, now y'all playing.
It gets even worse because we got once a Knick, always a Knick. Bobby Portis at 19. We got Walker Kessler at 18. Rookie Walker Kessler. Yep. We got Clint Capella at 17. We got Jakob Poeltl at 16. How is he not in this area? Like, they're all the same dude. We got Jonas Valanciunas at 15, who's also number 99 on the ESPN list as in one position ahead. So based on my math, he should be better than Jakob Poeltl. I don't know. We got Chet Holmgren at 14, which I'm not going to disagree with per se, but it's kind of hard to do that to a guy that hasn't played a game yet. We got Sengun at 13, which apparently defense does not matter in any shape or form for this thing. Then they're actually all good. Brooke Lopez, Jared Allen, which again, we watched Jared Allen get bullied by Mitchell Robinson, this dude's 11th. And then the rest I kind of agree with. We got DeAndre Ayton, Nick Claxton, Rudy Gobert, which I mean, if you get paid that much.
I don't even agree with DeAndre Ayton. I don't agree with that.
I know I'm in the minority with this because a lot of people think of DeAndre Ayton as a guy that is soft. He was the 3rd best player on a finals team literally 3 years ago. And he hated his coach and hated the place he was in. And I think if the Trailblazers are good this year, like good as in they get to 30 wins at least good, it's because DeAndre Ayton reminds people he was the number 1 overall pick 6 years ago. Yeah, but yeah, it's like it's Vooch. We got Wemby 8th or some shit. Miles Turner, Bam. This all makes sense. Sabonis, Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic. But dude, how like Jakob Pertl, Clint Capella, Mitchell Robinson, are those not all the same dude? Am I bugging?
You're definitely not bugging.
Like
The
what?
disrespect is real when it comes to Mitch.
What
You
do
know
you
what
think?
it
What would you
is?
attest it to?
It's the free throws, and he don't got no bat. He don't got no offensive game besides throwing a lob to him, and he can't hit a free throw, bro. If he could at least forget the lob, if he could at least hit that free throw, we would not be having this discussion right now.
My man shot 48%.
Oh, and on top of that, every year you don't know. Every time he hit the floor,
Yeah.
damn, he hurt. He out.
That's why the Holgram thing threw me off when I was reading this thing. But let's go ahead. So Mill, real quick, we had 92 IQ and Josh Hart 91. Do you think that's fair? Do you think Josh Hart is better than Immanuel Quickley? Or how would you rank them?
No, I was really surprised when you said that. Personally, I think Quickley's better than Josh Hart. I mean, offensively, he has a bigger bag. We've seen what Quickley can do. Josh Hart is a great all-around guard, but I mean, if you're comparing the two, I would say Quickley is better.
So if you were to devil's advocate yourself, if you were to say why Josh Hart was better, what do you think their case was?
It could be more he's a better defensive player, better all-around game, about that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think I would have IQ higher than Josh Hart. We're going to find out if they pay him more or not.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'll play devil's advocate on this one.
All right,
It stands pat. Overall, if you look at their 10 years in their careers, they're kind of like at the same level, regardless of Josh Hart being there longer. But Josh Hart brings way more to a team than what IQ can provide. So that overall, in a nutshell, will give him the step up. Number one.
So outside of the rebounding, what else do you think he gives more than IQ? Because I know that's the main thing is rebounding.
So besides rebounding, if you need him to, he can actually facilitate an offense. You know what I'm saying? He's done that.
Yeah.
Besides rebounding, if you need him to, he could guard 1 through 4. Besides rebounding, if you need him to, he can be a catch 3 and D guy. Now after that, you know what I'm saying? It's like he can change his position. If you need him to, he could be a combo guard. You get what I'm saying? Unfortunately, with IQ, you're either going to get facilitator or you're going to get combo guard. That's it.
And his strength and defense is to jump passing lanes and be a help defender more so than an actual on-ball defender.
Like you could keep going down the list with Josh Hart. So it's like, all right, key example, Josh Hart is when you're trying to go for a championship, regardless of how anybody feels, he's a glue guy. So you need a glue guy versus an offensive weapon. You can easily get one of those.
Right.
You can develop anybody to be an offensive onslaught, but it's hard to find a glue guy that can do so many different things, especially when injuries start to occur and all those other factors.
Especially, I mean, if you ask Team USA, this dude was like closing some of the games and he was not one of the top 5 best players out there. But I still side with Mill. I like IQ more. I don't care.
I do too. But
I don't think either one of them should be getting $100 million, honestly. That's not how you form a team, in my opinion. I think you need to just overpay the best players possible. But, I mean, when you're in luck and you only give Brunson 25 and Randall 26 and RJ 27 or whatever it is, but they're lucky that they're not paying their best players as like 45, 50 mil players, but having a bunch of dudes that make 20 mil and not having a single Giannis or Nikola Jokic, I think you're a little limited. Personally.
Having a lot of dudes make 20 mil makes it a whole lot easier when you got to go get them guys you want to make the big bucks. That's all I'm saying. It's
why is Evan Fournier still here, jacking threes of my preseason game?
But they're plotting, okay? Something's going to happen. Next season, we might see something.
Because Evan, bro, when I seen him step on the floor, I was like, why are you here, bro? And I know he still came on that stupid ass scooter. Like, why are you coming on the scooter, bro? Like, it's cold.
When his shot goes in, though, it's really pretty.
Yeah, like when he's got it going, like,
it's like he's a professional basketball player or something. It's so weird how it looks out there. Oh my God. All right, guys. So one thing I love bringing up is RJ Barrett versus OG Anunoby and why I've always wanted OG Anunoby on this team. They had RJ at 71 and OG at 67. Do either one of you disagree with that for any reason?
Nope.
As of right now, I mean, I still think RJ has a better offensive game than OG, but all around, OG is a better defensive player. He can do more, and he could bring more to the team, like you were saying, Trippy, similar to like what Josh Hart can do. So it's a similar comparison.
It's like the best version of Josh Hart is OG Anunoby. It's like the evolved Pokemon form, if you ask me.
You know what's crazy about it?
Go ahead.
Before anything, I always said this. I said, if we make a move to get OG, that is basically your low budget version of completing the Villanova cycle, all because you couldn't get Bridges.
Yeah, that's he played for Indiana, but like his play style fits them so well.
Like literally, because you can't get Mikal Bridges, you go get OG Anunoby.
And he's over 6'6". They're all so small. Dude, 6'7", 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan, and they just keep Dante 6'4". Josh Hart's tall. I mean, I'm 5'8" saying this, so bear with me, but Josh Hart's tall at 6'6", 6'5" and a half. And Brunson's 5'11" with shoes on. He's lying to people. He's not 6'1".
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. If Grimes keeps staying just stuck in the corner, acting like he don't know what he's doing, bro, you could go to Toronto right now, bro. Real talk.
Yeah.
Or we could just wait it out, because he already said he ain't re-signing no new contract with the Raptors anyway. So we can wait it out.
Masai is not trading him to us, and Masai is gonna do the same thing he did to Plain Vliet. He's gonna. I mean, he's lucky he got anything from Kyle Lowry, but he's just gonna. I'll flip him. No, he's gonna not flip him and then just be screwed. Like, dude, you know what's funny about having Scotty Barnes, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby all on the same team? They don't want to be on the same team together. They all want to be doing the same thing. And you're not only are they not doing the same thing, you have Pascal playing the 5 half the time, which sucks if you're 6'10", 6'9", and not built like that. And you have Scotty Barnes, the worst ball. Well, no, OG's the worst ball handler, but not as good of a ball handler as Pascal playing point guard. So if I'm Pascal Siakam, I'm going insane. If I'm OG Anunoby, I'm like, wait. I get that. Good.
Did you just say Barnes is playing point guard?
Yeah, did you not know? Dude, they did the whole thing last year. That was their whole thing. They were playing like 4 wings or 5 wings, and when Van Vliet wasn't out there, it was Scotty Barnes playing distributor. You should watch more Toronto Raptors games. It's really funny.
No, I thought that was just like a facade.
No, it's not a phase.
Game thing.
No, it's not a phase. Their backup point guard was Scotty Barnes for a lot of the year. They're starting Scotty Barnes as, I know it's Dennis Schroeder starting point guard, but like Schroeder's off ball half the time. If you watch Toronto, it's going to be a lot of Scotty Barnes with the ball.
I'm done.
It's really fun. But again, Masai's an idiot. That's why I want OG. I want to save him from his own turmoil. Guys, we got Kristaps Porzingis at 62 and Zion Williamson at 57. What is more likely? Kristaps goes down because he gets injured, or Zion goes down because he gets injured? What's happening first?
KP.
And how does Zion get up as a Knick?
I would say Zion goes down first.
You got Zion, I got KP getting hurt.
So, Mill, you're not buying into any of the offseason, like this guy's actually taking his life and diet seriously for the first time?
No, I mean, good for him. I saw he's on a new diet and everything, but I mean, it's hard because, KP's the same way. He gets hurt every season, but I just want to actually see KP like thrive for one season with like the Celtics, a good team. I want to see how that is.
That is the most non-Knick fan thing I've ever heard. I respect that as an NBA fan, though. 100% respect, but like also F Boston.
No, of course, F Boston. But I used to be a big KP fan, so
we all were.
Yeah. I met him. And...
She said I met him.
Oh, sick. Tell that story. What?
I mean, it's not crazy. It's just he had like a signing somewhere, and then I went to go see him. He signed my jersey.
You did a backflip off the table. He signed a little heart with his phone number in it. You did a backflip. You were like, "I'm not 18 yet," and he was like, "Don't worry about it." You did a backflip. It's not like that. I'll give you a signed autograph with $100 for tickets next time. And you were like, "Sick. You want to see me do a front flip?" And he was like, "Nah, it's getting weird. Get out of here."
Yeah, it was definitely. That's exactly how it went.
Nailed it. No, seriously,
Yo,
how was the
crying.
signing? Where was the signing at?
It was at the mall. I was super young though. I don't even remember how old I was. So I mean, I just like KP was one of my favorite Knicks back then. He was like the first guy, I started watching that I felt like sort of connected to. Like, you like when you first start watching, then you find a Knick that you feel connected to in a way. That's how I felt about KP. But I mean, I'm not here praying for his downfall, expecting him to get injured again. I don't really see. Hopefully not.
Definitely. Nah, we're not praying on anybody's downfall overall. But now that we put it in perspective, I kind of gotta agree with Mills on this one. I gotta switch it up. I'll say Zion, just for the fact of I personally don't think yeah, it's good that he's getting healthy and everything. It's just I don't think he's gonna be used to his body like that as of yet. So he might do something a little bit more than what he thought he could do. And that's where he might have a little freak accident. Not on some, he's super hurt, but it's going to cause some type of shifts to get used to. So
he's doing a lot of muscle and organ dystrophy or whatever the word is. He's changing up a lot. To make your body go from a defensive tackle to a middle linebacker is a little bit of a change.
Definitely. So I could agree with Mills on that. Honestly, realistically, it would be Zion. And
Tripp, I know you have to get out of here. Before we go, I do need both of you to give me about 30 seconds each on Obi Toppin and Cam Reddish. Did you both see Cam Reddish's first game as a Laker?
I'll
and how bad it went?
Bro,
go ahead.
Oh my God, bro.
Did you see him airball that three? Dude, oh my God.
Bro, he airballed a three, cleaned it off the backboard, got his joint pinned, got stripped. I was looking like, yo.
And hurt his ankle all in the same game. I feel so bad for this dude. Yeah, he twisted his ankle. Yeah, he missed the next game.
Oh, man.
I looked at Cam like, yo, bro. Yo, your career is done. And it's not even, the season didn't even start yet.
It can't be done, man. He's like 24 years old. Cam, we want you to put it together straight up.
We do, but
I know you have a lot of like Stan fans and like Frank Hive fans almost, but dude, I go to a therapist. I as of recently I started going to a therapist. I think something with Cam is based not on basketball and it's based on life. That's what it seems like when he's out there. You know what I mean? Like sometimes he's really locked in, and then sometimes he's like, "What is the meaning of life?" kind of thing. And I know you can't really judge or say that about someone, but it just from afar. You know what I mean? I don't know. Mill, what about Obi?
Yeah, I saw a few highlights. I think he finished with 7 points. That's what I saw from the tweet I saw. It was like 7 points in 4 minutes or something like that. He looked good. I think he knocked down some threes. Obviously a few dunks. I think he was getting out on the fast break. I'm happy he's playing good as well. You guys know I was a big Obi fan. So,
you gave a eulogy on here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I did that the first video, but there's been a huge debate going on, like Knicks Twitter, like can we still support Obi Toppin and I think it's so strange. Like a lot of people are saying no because the Knicks and Indiana Pacers have a bad history there, and obviously that's true. But I mean, Obi never did us wrong. He never said anything bad about us and anything. He just wasn't given a fair chance, and I don't think we should not support him because of that, because of him leaving us. That was a mutual agreement. Okay, it's just so strange to see all the criticism that's going on between him. A lot of people are saying I don't want to see any Obi anything related on my feed, and I'll still support him.
I don't think it's because of that. I think it's mainly because how people keep bashing him. It's like, yo, bro, like you said, he didn't do anything to the team, and y'all bashing a man that's literally getting the opportunity to finally shine. But because he's on a rivalry team, y'all gonna sit there and then attack him? I get where you're going with it. Honestly speaking, you have to look at this. You a Knicks fan first, but at the end of the day, there's certain players I like in the league, and I want to see them do good regardless. So if a person can't respect that, you're not a fan of the overall game of basketball. You're a player fan versus the game of basketball. Simple as that.
Facts. I agree. Which is why every time I say I think Jarris Walker is going to be one of the best players of his draft class, I mean that from the bottom of my heart, watching this dude in Houston last year, lead a team that did not have a purpose being the number one seed to the number one seed. And that's why I'm like, well, I think Jarris Walker is going to be better than Obi Toppin if he's not already. And that's not a diss on Obi. And so I'm maybe one of the very few people on Knicks Twitter that even knows who Jarris Walker is or was at any point. As someone that gambles a lot, you end up following a lot of games you didn't think you were going to follow. I bet on Houston quite a bit, and I started following this dude prior to him being drafted. And it turns out, much like Mill, you just said it, we're all supposed to not like the Pacers, obviously. There's a lot of bad blood there. Back-to-back years, they drafted my two favorite players in the drafts. I loved Benedict Mathurin. I loved what he was doing in Arizona. Bro, if you're a baller, if you're a hooper at Arizona and you're putting up those mid-range J's, and Arizona is all about defense and their coaches want you to shoot the ball, that sticks out to me. I loved that. And I love Jarris Walker. This dude tried to orchestrate and help out an offense from a semi-point forward position, and no one on his team could shoot. And this guy averaged I think it was 6 expected assists a game. He averaged less than 2 assists because everyone missed a shot. I just like what the guy does. He's a great defensive player, and that's all. So for anyone that says if you're hating on Obi, you're hating on Obi, I just think Jarris Walker's better. I wish the best for Obi Toppin. This dude's going to get a $15 to $20 million a year contract if he shows out this year. He's getting generational wealth. He's going to be a starter. Even if it's not on the Pacers next year, he's going to be on a starter on a different team next year, and he'll be doing A-okay. That's all I got to say.
That's a true fact, man. I definitely agree with that all the way. And a lot of people don't want to hear it, but, he could actually make a test to beat Obi out for that spot.
Dude, soon. Just so you guys know, real quick, the numbers. Jarris Walker in the first game had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He played 27 minutes. He did play more. He shot 4 of 9 from 3, which wasn't even his thing in college. That was the main issue. They're hoping he can get up to 34%, like Randall, basically. He's not a shooter. Obi Toppin got 7 points, 5 rebounds, no assists, and 1 for 2 of 3 in only 16 minutes. So he played starters minutes. He's going to start the season, but I'm telling you, Jarris Walker is going to start by the All-Star break. I'm not saying it as a diss to Obi Toppin. It's that I believe that much in Jarris Walker. Who is ready before we sign off? Trip, I know you got to go. How much are we beating the Timberwolves by on Wednesday, Thursday, on Saturday for game 2 of the preseason ultimate doom?
If they actually allow this team to play, from what I've seen, we ain't winning this game.
That's fair. How excited are you to see Mitch and Sims versus Gobert and Towns?
Oh, I'm all the way hyped for that. I'm all the way hyped for that because I don't really see it to where, in that case, Sims is guarding Cat. Sims is going to guard Gobert.
It's better on the perimeter for sure. No, I think Sims is guarding Cat. It's way better on the perimeter. You got to keep Mitch inside.
It depends on how they moving in their own offense. If they see it to where, okay, we could get off, if our guards are doing what they need to do, the best thing for Cat to do is, you a rookie guy. Let me bully past you real quick because you know for a fact Sims can get you on the perimeter. So he would want the switch.
It's going to back him down.
This is where Gobert would try to take advantage of Sims because he's a young boy. And Sims get to really make noise like, bro, you a has-been, you washed up, Minnesota mad they made that trade for you.
What's insane is that Naz Reid is also an amazing guy who should be getting a bunch of minutes, and they have 3 centers.
That's the reason why we lose. Funny. He's going to be the guy that takes off.
Because he's playing the backup minutes, and he's going to be the best player out there against all the backups.
That's a fact. We're going to have a whole bunch of answers for Anthony Edwards, but then we're going to forget that they got Naz Reid over here.
Right, Anthony Edwards is going to play 12 minutes in the game.
Yeah, so, I'm chalking that up as a loss for us.
Mill, what about you? How excited are you to play the Timberwolves?
I might have to agree with Trippy and say we might fall a little bit short. I would say
no.
Also, I don't know who's getting benched. I think not benched, but who's resting, because I think they said one player is gonna be rested for each preseason game, and we saw Josh Hart was rested for the first one. So I don't know who's gonna be in the next one.
I would guess IQ or Randall. I mean, they might just play Brunson 5 minutes every game.
Yeah, I could see that happening. But again, I do see us falling a little bit short. It could be pretty close, though.
Word up. I'm going to bet on the Knicks for every preseason game. By bet on the Knicks, I mean I'm going to bet on the game, probably against the Knicks. Mill, plug wherever you want to plug. Trip, plug wherever you can plug, and we're going to GTFO.
That's a fact. Go ahead, Mills, on you.
Follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, mill.media. I'm on Twitter as well, Mill Sports Media. That's what I got.
You already know, man. As you already know, man, you got Trippy OG. Follow me at, I got so many different handles. We ain't even going to do it. So, look, Anywhere where you get your podcast at audio wise, just type in Venture Season Network. You'll find us there, different shows, different variations of different topics. Other than that, we got Fan to Fan coming up real soon. It's going to be super lit. Make sure y'all tap in Venture Season Network. It's lit. VSN Basketball Station is the YouTube. Tap in, subscribe today, like, share, comment. Don't forget to tap that bell. But overall, before we get up out of here, Big Knick Energy on all platforms, everywhere. It's spelled the same exact way. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all hit that share button. You comment. You tell a friend to tell a friend. You share and subscribe. But also hit that bell, because if you don't got the all notifications hit, you'd be lost. And that's all I got for y'all.
And now that the season's starting, we're doing this way more, at least once a week, preferably twice a week. Let's go Knicks. Find me at Joey Lindolf on X or at Joe.yo1K for Joe Yolk #1 on Instagram or Threads. Who uses Threads? Nobody. Let's go Knicks. Peace. Recording stopped.